Hey everyone, it's Spaniard here doing another movie review for you. I know it's been a while, but you should anticipate a new movie review every week from me moving forward through April, just because there's going to be a lot to watch, especially since we got one out of the way early. I actually got to see the movie Shazam, DC Comics movie here early, 2 weeks early actually. So for those of you who watch the video review, here's my ticket stub. And you're probably wondering, well, it just says Fandango Early Access, Spaniard. How do we know that you actually went to go see Shazam? So in preparation of that, bam! There you go. Confirmation. When I saw it, the date, everything is there. So, was really cool. Fandango VIP sent out some emails saying there was going to be a few short showings of the entire film. Got to see it early, and man, what a great surprise. I needed this. My wife needed this. It was just a great movie overall. So let's get into it. So I'm not too familiar with Shazam as far as a superhero. However, I did get a few comics just as a pre-purchase early showing thing for the Fandango. So I have that in my Comixology right now. Reading up a bit on it, it is pretty cool. The story is based this way. It's based off of these superheroes are actually these wizards. So it's more about a magical world than probably like super abilities. However, it does transport into what's called a champion. So there's one wizard known as Shazam, who is the last of his kind in this realm, as you were. And he is seeking a champion to take over his powers. So that way he can go ahead and rest in peace while they go ahead and take away the 7 deadly sins, who are known as the enemies in this series, right? And so it all comes down to a young child, because Shazam is now getting old and he just needs to trust someone who is pure at heart at this time. Billy Baxton is the character, and the child actor is amazing. His name is Asher Angel, and I really loved his performance. Was very good. So Billy ultimately ends up becoming Shazam, taking the powers over from the wizard, and it's just a fun ride after that. The actor Zachary Levi, who ends up playing Shazam as the adult superhero version of him, is awesome. Such a great presence on film and with the other actors, and there is a ton of actors in this film. The story then flows to him learning his superpowers, and then with his fun sidekick Freddy, who is played by Jack Dylan Grazer, who did an amazing job as well. Kept the flow going. They had great chemistry, even from that child to adult differential in age, and it just flowed so well through. I never felt that it was out of place or, too serious at any point. I actually felt like I was watching a comic, as if it were be play live. I was reading it from my fingertips, which is always a great thing in today's world of all these superhero movies, right? You want to make sure that, although, yes, there can be some badass, heroic, serious moments, that in films like this, especially if it's not too popular, that you want to have that presence to make it feel like you are in a comic. And I felt that from beginning to end. Some may think the beginning is a bit slow, which I can understand, because it is starting to tell the story of who Shazam is, what's going on, who are the villains, and why. Which brings up Mark Strong. Mark Strong ends up playing the villain in this film, and he is awesome. Mark Strong, the British actor, has always been that kind of presence, especially with his voice and, his demeanor of how he has with his looks, just makes it like so good and believable as a villain. And the story arc by him is actually pretty in-depth. They actually start off the story with his character. I won't go into too many spoilers, but you have a bit more of admiration towards this character. So you actually care. Versus some superhero movies, I feel, especially with the villain, they just kind of throw him in there. No backstory, no depth. But DC always seems to have a way to bring up their villains in an abrupt way, and then also, assist them moving forward. So it was really cool overall. Acting was solid all the way. I really enjoyed the story moving forward. And the soundtrack was really fun. So, this one right here, I usually like to play a small sample for everyone so you can kind of get a flow, a feel what it is. So here it goes. Hope you enjoy. All right. So there are a lot more tracks into this as it flows out, especially with Kendrick Lamar's. His was the most popular in regards to the trailer, which is evident, especially in the fun part where he's trying to figure out his powers with Freddy, as known as his sidekick, which is badass sidekick. A lot of comedy, great overall film. It does release April 4th, so everyone will have to wait a couple of weeks if you are interested, but I highly recommend if you want something new and you're big into superhero movies and a DC fan, you want to go ahead and check this out. It's a really, really, really fun movie. I'm giving it 4 out of 4 stars. I liked it overall. It was really fun. My wife was cracking up throughout most of the film. There are corny parts, but like I said, it makes it feel like a comic book film. And I really enjoyed that. Sometimes we don't get that, especially, with Avengers and everything coming up. They do throw out the tidbits that make you laugh, but it's going to be more serious, especially with Endgame coming up. So this was a nice pace of track, and I really look forward to seeing what other films we're going to have with Shazam. I know it's highly tied into Superman from the comics and readings that I've done thus far, but I'm not sure. So again, thank you all so much for listening. We will have our next Geek Out podcast episode airing tonight, so that's going to be cool. And like I said, we're going to have tons of other movie reviews showing up. So if you don't want to hear my Geek Out moment, which is my favorite part of the film that I've watched, go ahead and end it here. Again, follow us on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We really do appreciate it. Thank you all so much. All right, so Geek Out moment. This film was just so much fun. It was really kind of difficult, actually, to pick a part that I enjoyed overall because I couldn't stop smiling throughout the film. It was just really fun. I had a good flow with it moving forward. But if I had to pick a part, I would say it would be the part that was shown a bit in the trailer when it's first released, where he is trying to be a hero in this little market gas station place, and he finds out he's bulletproof. Just the whole sequence of Freddy, who again is the younger kid, who is his sidekick in this film, in this series, and just trying to figure out, because he's filming everything, saying, "Oh my God, shoot him in the face," and he gets shot right in the face, and he's like, it kind of tickles, while he's got it, and they're just cracking up, and it's just a lot of fun. Usually, if it was like a Superman or something in that regard, it'd be more serious. Like, you shoot him, the villains would be freaking out, and they wouldn't be laughing. Superman would be having a serious face, and maybe a smirk here, knowing that he's badass. But this was just fun, figuring out the powers, seeing what else. They do a bunch of tests throughout that end up going into social media, and it's just a lot of fun. That was probably my favorite part, is seeing finding out what superpowers he has, because he has no idea. And then, his sidekick is like a huge comic book nerd, superhero genius, if you were. And they go through all these fun tests. So again, thank you all so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. Please give us a like on our Facebook, Geek Out, also on our Twitter and Instagram. We really do appreciate it. Thank you all so much. You have a great, great week.